Each week, we welcome to our NfG stage one of our highly talented members or special guests with something designed to help you and your business. This week, we welcome back into the spotlight one of our highly accomplished NfG members. At university, he studied computer science before beginning his TV and filmmaking career at the BBC over 30 years ago. Being involved in programs from Megamaths to the Teletubbies, he's even helped with the storylining and scripting for Thomas the Tank Engine, before moving from trains to training and many educational TV programs too. Most recently, however, he has written and directed a Channel 4 comedy, The Bait, that will be gracing our screens later this year. Seeing the value, a true value in everyone, he has even specialised in working with disabled crew, making a great cast out of those who are frequently mistreated as cast-offs, and making the most out of the fantastic and varied talent that he is surrounded by. Additionally, he loves to share his extensive knowledge and experience with others, and as a BAFTA-nominated producer, director, writer, and even a performer, even helping many businesses to really capture the essence of packaging what they do into an entertaining, informative, magnetic medium for helping engage potential prospects. In this crazy world that we live in, however, we all face challenges, and he is abundantly familiar with the expression of what doesn't kill you makes you grow stronger, recognizing the importance of using adversity to build resilience. So, with a talk entitled, How Do We Keep Going When Everything Seems to Be Going Against You, we welcome back the fantastic Neil Benn. Good morning, Neil.
Wow, you've obviously looked at my website, Richard. Thank you so much. You weren't laying it on thick or anything. I really appreciate that introduction. So I've got 10 minutes, haven't I? Or something like that. Okay. By the way, I will be making this up. Adrian contacted me a while ago and he said, Neil, you've had a tough time lately, but you're still cracking on. You're still getting on with things. Can you talk about resilience? I said, yeah, right. And I didn't think about it. No, I had done a little bit of preparation. So many of you guys, I know you already. Now, feel free to chip in and ask questions. That's not a problem. What have I been doing since I last saw you? Well, I mentioned the Seth Godin book about the dip. I made a very, very clear decision middle of the summer that I was going to move back into television. My kids are now teenagers. They're old enough and ugly enough to look after themselves. So I thought I could. Now, maybe people don't know what happened before that. Well, I was, as Richard said, BBC trained, BAFTA nominated producer, writer, director. And I was doing really well. I'd just been nominated for the BAFTA in 2009. Was working as a senior producer. My divorce went through in December 2010. 2011, in February, my ex-wife had a bit of a breakdown, couldn't cope with the kids, and left me as a single dad. And that happened, 11 years ago. So I had to fold up my TV director's chair and look after the kids, bring them up. So what did I do? Over that time, I borrowed a camera. I started filming little bits of business videos. I started doing some training and built up a company making training and promotional films and supporting businesses like you to use the medium of video to communicate their message. And it was fun and I enjoyed it and I earned enough just about to survive, but it wasn't a passion. It was doing it for survival. And then, like I said, middle of last year, I read the book and I'm thinking, do you know what? I really want to get back in again. And the tide is changing in broadcast. I never thought I'd be able to get back in. But broadcasters are screaming out now because they're hitting all the targets except the ones that Richard talked about, the use of disabled cast and crew in productions. 20% of the UK population have some form of disability. It is about 6% of people working in television have a disability and about 8% on camera. So it is terrible and they're screaming out. So I've got a disability. I've got a form of spina bifida, never used it at all to get anywhere. I got into television being, a bit bloody minded and a bit stubborn and, maybe a modicum of talent. But now I thought, my stock has risen. Now is the time for me to start using it. And I've worked in inclusive theatre. I've directed casts with disabilities, both learning and physical disabilities. So I started the journey back into telly. Now, this is about resilience. What's this got to do with resilience? Well, a few things have happened along the way. I mentioned became a single dad. Looking after any people in this group who are single parents know how difficult it is to run a business and to look after children at the same time. So that was one. In September, no, let's wind back. About 1, 2, 3 Christmases ago, Boxing Day, I go to get up, I can't move. One of the vertebrae in my spine had basically collapsed, disintegrated, and the nerves were being crushed by the bones, the sciatic nerves. Was meant to have surgery in March, but COVID hit. So that got postponed. So it wasn't until the September that I had surgery. So there I was, unable or very, very difficult to move, in a lot of pain, still looking after 2 children and getting on trying to run a business. Had the surgery, got over that, started getting better. Brilliant, things are going well. I'm getting into telly, I'm talking to people, I'm making the connections, I get the opportunity to write and direct a comedy short. It wasn't a pilot, Richard, it was just a one-off short. It's part of a bigger series, so there may be other comedy sketches like that I will do. But they are meant to be satirical looks at the world of whatever. And as I was developing the script for that, I got a cancer diagnosis. This was early November. I found out 2nd week of November, 3rd week of November, we had a date. 2 weeks before Christmas, I had surgery. It was breast cancer. So guys, we get it too. So do check your boobs. I know ladies know all about this. Guys, check your boobs. I'm very lucky. I sleep on my front. I had a Princess and Pea moment when I thought, what am I sleeping on? And I felt it, and it was a lump, and I got it checked out. And I was very lucky. I got it found early. They've chopped it out. There's no cancer left in the body. It's not gone anywhere. I don't need chemo. I'm on hormone therapy. And they said there's a 3% chance of it coming back. So you can't get better than that. So that was 3 months. Cancer, blah, 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 no cancer, like that, because I got it early. And right now, I have a comedy drama script in with Channel 4 that they are intrigued by. They want to talk more. I'm hoping we will hear in the next few weeks about some development money to develop a bit further. Like I said, this morning I signed a contract with a production company to develop what I see would be the replacement of The Last Leg, a 1-hour entertainment special. And I've been doing all this while having back surgery, getting over cancer, bringing up 2 children. Why can a short, quirky looking bloke like this don't give up about all the issues that get in the way and just get on with things? Well, like I say, it's come down to resilience. So I would like you to think, well, first of all, resilience, let me give you the definition. Resilience is typically defined as the capacity to recover from difficult life events. And we all have difficult life events. I've told you some of mine. We all have them. Some are different. So, I'm not saying mine are better or worse. We all have life events. It's also your ability to withstand adversity and bounce back and grow despite life's downturns. So what I'd like to explain is why I think I was able to bounce back quickly. And hopefully from this, you'll get some ideas how you could do it yourself. So I want you to imagine that you are an oil rig. Okay, you're the platform on the oil rig. That's your life. And you've got 3 columns going down into the sea. And each one of those columns that's holding up the rig is part of your resilience. So one of them is physical resilience. One of them is emotional resilience. One of them is mental resilience. And the final one is spiritual resilience. Right, now, if all of those are strong, your platform's going to be strong. So when the big winds of Eunice and whatever, or Eunuch and Freddie and Greta come and hit you, they're not going to blow you over. You're going to be able to withstand that. But if, let's say, one of yours is short, your platform will still balance, it's still holding. And if a wind comes, you're probably all right. But if it's an absolute gale force, you're going to be knocked over. So for me, it's about trying to get your emotional, your physical, your mental, your spiritual resilience all built up slowly. So how do you do that? Well, I'm going to talk to you about Mo Farah, right? Because I'm going to look at physical, right? He is a great distance runner. How many of you think you could run as far and fast as he does? No. Well, he has a natural talent, absolutely. But also what he's done, he's trained, he's worked, he's had a fitness regime, a health regime, a food intake regime, and he's built up a physical resilience to those miles and miles and miles and miles of pounding road. So that means if he needs to run for a bus, it's not an issue, not for him. If I have to run for a bus, I'll not be able to breathe for about 5 minutes afterwards. Yeah, because I haven't built up that physical resilience. So that means at the moment, I'm sitting on my bum in front of the computer talking to you, I'm fine. But if I have to do some energetic activity, my body isn't strong enough to do that. And I've noticed that. And for me, my physical is my weakest pillar, but my emotional and my mental and my spiritual is really strong. So I have an attitude that this is the most powerful part of my body and what I think affects what happens in my life. So an event can happen and it's down to me to choose how I react to it. So yes, there's a wind and it's blown the fences over, all right? My girlfriend, my past girlfriend, she's not anymore, would get really upset about it, the fact that the wind had blown the fences off, and be quite devastated by it. And I said, I would be, well, it's just happened, let's just get it fixed. So I don't get upset by the little things. So that means when big things come, I'm less likely to get upset by them. But if I'm getting upset by the little things, then I'm going to stand no chance with the big things. So start practicing not getting upset by the little things. Yeah. Spiritually, I have a belief that we're all here for a purpose, and if and everything happens for a reason. So again, I use that. If something happens to me, difficult as it may be, small things, I said, okay, that happens for a reason. I get it. And what happens is a few months or a year or two down the line, I look back and I say, yeah, now I know the reason. That reinforces that idea that everything happens for a reason. So when big things happen like cancer, well, there's got to be a reason for it. Yeah. But I already have that belief because I've used that belief and exercised that belief in the past. And so I said mental, well, I'm just a tough little shit. So there you go. That's just how it is. So those are the things. Now, I don't know where you are in your life, what is lacking a little bit or whatever, but you do need to kind of work on your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And if you can tackle the little things and build up a little bit more resilience, a little bit more strength in those areas, when the big things come, they're not going to hit you. So finally, there's a little quote that I said, which I found. It says, resilience is not a trampoline when you're down one moment and up the next. It's more like climbing a mountain without a trail map. It's like it takes time, strength, and help from people around you. And you'll likely experience setbacks along the way, but eventually you'll reach the top and look back at how far you've come. So keep that journey, keep going step by step. You're building up strength and you'll get to where you need to. How's that on time?